Hey folks. It's about 5 pounds of clay. I've just got to get on the wheel and stretch out myself a bit, you know. Every once in a while you gotta do that, haven't you? I had some clay sitting on a bench there, and I thought if I don't do something with this, it's going to get too hard. So here we go. Yeah, we've been having some hot weather of late, my gosh. Just have not felt like being out here in the pottery, but today it's noticeably cooler. So yeah, back on the healing wheel. If you've been too much in your head, get out on the wheel. If you've been living life too much in your head, get out on the wheel. Yeah, we all do that sometimes, don't we? So you notice now, you see, when you get to a certain past a certain size, you can't really connect your hands together. So in a situation like that, you've just got to keep your hands as rigid and together as possible, even if you can't touch them. So what I thought I'd do is use this paddle, which is a design, I didn't actually make it. I got it given to me. Well, actually I got it given as part of a bunch of tools that they wanted me to sort of give my stamp of approval to, which I didn't do because I didn't think they were up to snuff, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so let's just see how we get on with this. So if you're doing this kind of, what I'm going to do is paddle it, you see, while it's on the wheel. I'm going to need to put my left hand inside the pot, you see, because I'm going to smack this in all different ways. See what happens, you know. Take that. My only concern is I haven't thrown it out too fine, too thin. The best thing is just to do this in a kind of random way. Ah. Ah. Da-da-dee-da. Yeah. You've got to have a hand on the inside, you see, to resist the paddle. For obvious reasons. Alright, now you might think, well, that looks a bit messy, Simon. It does, doesn't it? It looks kind of... So first thing I'm going to do is, when you smack a pot, you know, you can bend the rim out of shape, kind of badly sometimes, and you've got to get that back into being round. That's the first thing after paddling. Get it back to being okay. What I'm going to do next, just put a bit of water here on the inside, because I'm going to keep one finger here, then I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to try and expand it. Goodness knows what's going to happen. You see, when you smack a pot with a paddle, not only have you got your hand on the inside, so the clay's been pushed against your hand. Well, your hand is not flat, you see. It's not actually the perfect instrument in a way. Your hand, almost something that was more conforming to the inside form. But, you know, we do what we do. I mean, not everything's ideal in life, is it? Ooh. No. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to the very bottom now, and I'm gonna try and push it out at the very bottom there. You have to do this a bit slowly and a bit carefully. You know, you can't do it too fast because you're stretching the clay, you see. Now my finger at the top here is stopping it opening, and that's, you know, depending on the form that you want to make, that's important, because the more that opens, then you can't push it out, you can't expand it really if it opens at the top. So keep it in at the top. These are a lot of fun, you know, these kind of pots, I think. Sometimes they come out a bit heavier than I would have liked, but it's kind of an interesting we're in the picture. Yeah, it's kind of interesting design, isn't it? You know, this sort of the kind of crisscrossy effect. It doesn't matter that it, you know, the randomness doesn't matter because it all blends in, you see. Your eye is not looking for something that's absolute perfectionally, engineeringly everything lined up. It doesn't matter. That's why I left the aircraft factory. Right, now, yeah, I had enough of micrometers and vernier calipers. So just taking out a bit of water, and so this pot will be for trimming, but before I do that I'm going to use my throwing stick, you see. I'm going down the bottom there and I'm going to, you see that? Wet trim it now, get some of that clay removed, you see. I mean, I'll finish this, you know, tomorrow. Okay. I fancy we'll leather it. Now there's a few indentations around the top here where when I smacked it, my knuckle, you see, was here. So I've got some knuckle marks there. Now I've got to decide whether I like having them there or not. And if I don't like them, I may just take a little bit of clay and fill in these little indentations, you see. I think the form is quite good, isn't it? It's sort of nice and full. Despite the fact that we bashed it about, it's not looking like it's running out of true, is it? It's looking actually, if you think, you know, it's running remarkably true. True. Very true, he says. So I don't know if I've got my torch here. So what I might have done right now, I don't have my torch here, is blast it with the torch, you know, while it's going round. It'll just make it a little easier to lift off, you know, not so soft and squishy. Anyway, I'm going to take my twisty cut-off wire and I'm going to cut him off. Well, that's sure sorted my head out. Now, if you have a difficulty getting something off the wheel, because of the shape, there's different things that you can do. One is, if I have any, and that is, bear with me, hang on. See, I didn't throw this on a bat, you see. You don't have to throw on bats, you know. Just going to put that piece of newspaper right over the top there, like that, you see. Now just touch the newspaper to the top of the pot, lightly, like this, you see. What that'll do is, if the top of the pot tries to distort while I lift it, the newspaper will hold it in place, believe it or not. So I'm now going to get down the very bottom here, and I'm just going to lift it, you see. Says he. There it is. Alright, now what we do is we carefully peel this newspaper off like that, you see, and it's perfectly round. There it is, folks. Have a go at doing a paddled pot. You can use anything as a paddle, pretty much. You can even use, one time I was doing a workshop in New Jersey, and I had all my paddles that I was going to take. For some reason I left them behind. So when I got there I thought, oh dear, this is terrible, I've left half of my tools behind. So I had an idea. I said, has anybody got a shoe which got a really nice, decent, you know, tread on the bottom? You know, some of these modern trainers and shoes have got all these jazzy treads. So somebody gave me a shoe with a fantastic design on, and we used that as the paddle, and it did a fantastic job, I have to say. Okay, there it is, folks. Paddle pots, that's an example of what you can do. You can do bigger ones, smaller ones. Here's another one, a smaller variety, done with a different paddle. Okay? Be bold, be courageous, be adventurous, be daring, and dare to fail, okay? If you don't do that, you won't progress. Dare to fail. All right, folks, that's it. Go to my website, simonleachpottery.com, and if you're interested in a Leach treadle wheel like these here, then get in touch with me. We're taking orders. If you want to come on a keep practicing workshop here in my studio, we can take 6 or 7 people. Go to my website and check out the dates. All right. What else? I think that's it for now. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Hope this was helpful to you. Keep practicing. I'll see you soon. As always. Bye for now.